Alright, hello everyone. I am Feather Monster, and you're here to see the NSL Season 5 Division 1 finals between Singularity and Narcolepsy Lite. I think we have everyone in the server, give or take. Were a few little delays there as everybody made a giant tower of marines and threw lots of snowballs. Anyway, now that we're finally getting going here, of course, there was a coin flip before this, and Singularity decided to pick sides, so they picked aliens, and then Narcolepsy picked the map, which is obviously Vale. That sounds like we might have a slight delay here, something about Blink getting pizza. Taking a look at this, the one that is currently named Fana is not obviously Fana, it is Blink, I believe. At least I think that's what the NSL info said. Anyway, we got Tico here as the ref. And Singularity's all... Wait. Okay, who else is it that's got some lovely Smurf names? That'd be Sally. That's a name I haven't seen around in like a million years. Anyway. Let's see here. We've got for Singularity, we've got Wake, Salads, Sharp, and obviously, as I said, the Koreans is actually Sally, Mikan, and of course Kane. For Narcolepsy Light, we obviously have ADHD sitting in the ready room still, and we've got Trade, Simba, Shu, Inzo, and the one named Fana is actually oh god, I just blanked on who it was. It's Blink, isn't it? Yeah, it's Blink. Okay. So aside from that, this is a best of 7, I do believe. So you know, first one to three wins. And of course, since it's two North American teams, we don't have to worry about switching servers or anything. So this should be, all things considered, pretty easy going as far as once everybody joins up teams and gets this whole shenanigan rolling. Other than that, this, as of course being the finals, will be the last match for these guys for this season. Have to see who ends up showing up for next season, whatever format that's going to be. I know that some people are talking about maybe making the ladder system. I haven't had time to go through and read it all, or possibly having the ladder system as some sort of like in-between thing between actual big seasons. Who knows? I know there's also some stuff for the with Oz and S2 where they're having a cup, or I think it's actually, yeah, just a cup between that is open for North American and Australian teams to play against each other theoretically if there's enough interest. If you're part of a team that might be interested in actually going and participating in that, feel free to go and just sign up, go read their site. That'd be at ozns2.org, I believe. I think so. If you scroll down, there's somewhere in the text links at the bottom of my stream, there is a link there for OzNS2, and it's on there in their forums at the very least. Anyway, we do have everybody in here, despite some silly names there, and hopefully we'll be getting started fairly soon here. Nobody's readied up it. Okay, there we go. We got Narcolepsy readied up, so we're just waiting on Singularity, and then we'll be moving right on into round 1 here. Well, let's see how... Oh, never mind. Just kidding. They just lost a person. Blame trademark. So anyway, looks like we maybe have one person who hasn't been around in like a million years because they mentioned... Oh, God. Or is he? Go away, Trade. Sorry. Anyway... Now that I've muted trademark, yeah, he was harassing me earlier because he wanted me to show his supposedly the Narcolepsy theme song or whatever, and I said no. There was a coin flip, it wasn't done right. Hang on, what's going on here? Let me see something here. Alt-tab for just a moment. As my bird throws a fit anyway. Okay. So it is best of 7. My bird is throwing a fit because she wants to come out and play. She would probably only be awake here for the first round, so if she makes obnoxious noises, that'll be... she'll quiet down here in 30 minutes or so. Anyway, Gnarcolepsy's all ready to go. We're just waiting on Singularity to get things rolling. Yeah, see, there's quite a few people sitting around in chat at the moment. Sorry that it's not quite rolling here yet. Hopefully it will be very soon as somebody else hops. Oh, that's trade again. Okay. Game will start in 10 seconds, except for... Okay, he did jump back in there. I was concerned for a moment the trade was going to be silly, so we are going to get rolling here. 3 seconds into round 1 of Gnarcolepsy Lite versus Singularity, the Div 1 finals for Season 5. Alright, a little bit of confusion as Mikan runs around the harvester, but does hand out. Nothing too crazy going on down there. Looks like second IP armory, so going for mines right off the bat, perhaps not for Gnarcolepsy. Nothing too crazy up there. Perhaps a little bit not all that confident in their lane blocking that, or they're planning to just send all these 4 right into Nano. I mean, there's no gorge there, obviously. If they don't have the healing there, they aren't going to have anything built up. They aren't going to have the easy transport, and we're going to have this giant fight over here in East Junction where we're going to lose just, 3 skulks, but only 1 Marine. Actually, no, wait, here comes Sally. He comes in, he's able to pick off Shu. So now it's just Blink there, who is going to... Oh, Trade actually takes out Blink. And Sharp's going to just go straight in to try and get a nice bite onto Trade. He's still alive. He's actually down to his pistol, but oh, Sharp ends up taking out Sally. So a lot of friendly fire going on there for the last couple hits to kill people. But, yeah, they did end up locking that down. It was quite a few deaths on both sides. And at this point... Well, they didn't totally lose the Intergrid or anything, so far Singularity's doing, reasonably well. Looks like they are going to assist into there as well, just to possibly use it as an early warning system, because there isn't really anything that he can do up there at this point. Do hear the mines down. They did go for the mines first, of course. They're mining up the vent. You can see, so that one is basically unusable by the skulks now. We have Shu and Blink just hanging out in East. And Sally's just kind of been cut off. Does end up getting picked off by Blink. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, we have Sharp, who takes quite a bit of damage there from Trade, who's shooting up into the vent. Salad's hanging out right around the corner there in, Overlook. And they're just kind of stalled out there, which is allowing Singularity to go and expand. She's going to go and poke at the Cis chain. But, well... Kane's out of the hive. We have Wake there. We have Sally there, and Mikan, who's very hurt. So, all right. So, but not quite enough. Not quite good timing there. They're gonna run Shu out of bullets and be able to take him down, no problem. Wake still had 90% of his health, so the pistol isn't going to do all that much damage to him. ADHD, meanwhile, rotated all the way down to Pipeline, so he's going to work on that Harvester. It is, relatively new, all things considered. It's only 2 minutes into the game. Cis chain has been cleared. He's going to put a lot of damage into that. There's no skulks nearby to be able to come and clear that. But meanwhile, the extractor up here in Topo has also gone down. She was a little too late to save that. Looks like Blink's going to show up and take down whoever that was in the hallway there. And they'll have to rebuild that. ADHD is going to build up the extractor down there in Pipeline as well. And Enzo almost taking out Sharp. Sharp is now down. Taking a look at the P-Res. It is just about lurk times, or well, pretty much is at this point. So we're going to be seeing lurks here. Looks like Wake will be one of the lurks. And Salads is the other. So there are our lurks for the game. Meanwhile, we have Shu and Blink, who have ran into Nanogrid, and they have started clearing the Cis chain. It will be pretty good timing there for getting the lurks in. You can see that Wake's already waiting around. Sally's there, Mikan's there. Pretty much the whole team is going to try and clear this out. They know that they're there. They're all reloaded and ready to come in. They take out Blink. Shu just is okay. They do clear him out, so they're gonna have to. They already have resisted that as well. Enzo just gets rolled over there by Wake. ADHD a little bit too late to be coming in and trying to help in that battle. It's all nicely assisted up. You can see there's some PvE being dropped to help secure that. A lot of green right across the map. Fairly well, not as far as kills go. As far as kills go, so far Gnarcolepsy's been holding on a lot more. ADHD getting taken out there. Trade is showing up. He might actually take down Salad. Salad is really low, but he is able to get her in that corner before Trade is able to get that last bullet necessary. With them assisting into pipeline again, that means that they'll have to send a Skulk over there, which should be no problem. Meanwhile, we got Enzo creeping along here in the hallway, hoping for something to show up that he could fill full of bullets. Shu takes down Sharp. Here comes Wake in on a Shu. He gets 3 bites and clears up Shu, no problem. Armor 1 is almost done, and it'll make it just a tiny bit harder for those lurks to cause such massive damage, of course. They've already lost 2 extractors, so... Meanwhile, Singularity's only lost 1, so fairly pretty reasonable start there. More mines being set up, just onesie twosie, no like serious lurk traps unless the lurk is actually really hurt. You can see that they are setting up here in what is it, system waypointing. They do take out Enzo. Blink is going to get taken down as well. It looks like they were trying to set up to see if they could maybe bait one of the lurks in, but either I don't remember if he was parasited or anything, but you know, obviously that went definitely in Singularity's favor. Some lovely loud lurk taunts there. Trade and Shu just hanging out there in East. Trade just hoping somebody will come around the corner. Shotguns are being researched. It'll be a little bit before they're out, but weapons 1 will be out momentarily as well. The OBS is up so that way to not worry, so they don't have to worry about that. Meanwhile, the left side res is just getting annihilated. Enzo and Blink just hanging out over here. Sharp's in the vent, so that'll be a, you know, they have to go chasing after him if they want to try and make sure that they don't have to sit there and rebuild that extractor soon. Obviously, that is going to be an ongoing thing. It is easier to get in those vents now, but really the big deal at the moment is the fact that ADHD, Trade, and Shu are all here in Nanogrid trying to kill everything in there. But, hey, look at that. We got stuff in base. We have... Oh! They immediately start biting on... Is that the OBS? That was the OBS. Yeah, they immediately start biting on the OBS there, because that's the only thing that does not have mines at the moment. And add just instantaneous beacon back in there. They didn't... I think they maybe lost some of the PvE, but they're resisting in there, so they'll maybe lose this left harvester here in Nano. But that's okay. They're going to take down some more res. That'll be the fifth extractor down. Oh, maybe 6 by the time that gets cleared. At this point, a relatively large portion of the map has been locked down with cysts. I mean, of course, those are always reasonably easy to clear. It's like 1 clip out of the LMG. Here they come. They pick off Enzo, who was backing through the doorway, who was worrying about Salads, who was coming from the Y junction side of things. But we have ADHD and Shu there, both with shotguns. Oh, he does pick off Wake as he tries to duck into the vent. They do know he's there, and Salads is just going to have to flee the scene of the crime because he is way too hurt to be dealing with this. They do manage to save the Drifter, and that is going to be Nano getting lost there to Gnarcolepsy Marines. Blink wandering around doing some recapping. Meanwhile, let's see, looks like we're going to have a 3rd shotgun kind of wandering that way. Enzo seems a little bit indecisive there. Perhaps he was just going to lane block. But in the end, it looks like he's going to go join his buddies there in Nanogrid. So taking a look at this, that'll be the 4th harvester down. Salad's taking some nice chip damage from Blink, and it looks like they're going to be setting up the phase gate there in system waypointing. Mikan trying to sneak around the corner there, but he basically backed into Enzo. So they still have one more RT being built for Singularity, so that'll be a 3 for them, and then by the time Gnarcolepsy gets those 2 and Nano up, that'll be 3 for them. You can see that Trade knows that something suspicious has to be going on. Wait kind of baits him out, but Trade was just hiding right over there. I mean, he should have been able to see him there. I don't think he was hiding behind the RT or anything, especially with the alien vision being on. That should have been pretty easy to see him. I guess they were probably hoping that they could bait him out, but he was just staying put. He knew that there had to be some skulks right around the corner and just waited. Okay, the second half has been dropped over there in Pipeline. I mean, that's pretty much their only choice at this point. They are going to be up. Gnarcolepsy is going to be up to the 6 RTs by the time the one in sub what is it? Sub sector. Yeah, that one. Sub something. By the time that one is built. You can see they've all grouped up here. We do have Mikan up as a fade. I'll have to see if we end up seeing another fade at this point, or if they're going to be going for 2 Onai. Salad's living a little bit dangerously there. And just a little bit of harassment here and there to keep, people coming over to weld RTs and other such things. We're saying that Sally's working over there in Overlook. And just at this point, it's to a certain point stalled out because they can't continue expanding. And here's a problem for them. Here's Shu hiding out in the dome. Or I guess it might be utility dome, some sort of little section of the map like that. And he apparently did not get seen. So he's going to be walking right into the hive. See, other stuff's going on elsewhere on the map. He's going to be able to pick up the drifter, no problem. That hive was up to like 50 some odd percent, 39% grown, so it's still a ways. Sharp is going to have to come in there and take him out. I mean, okay, he is the other phase, so the two fades are, that's 20 res down for Gnarcolepsy. No problem there. Kane obviously had been doing a little bit of res harassment up here in Skylights with that obnoxious vent. Fades are going to take down the power here in C12, it looks like. Blink is going to try and show up, but it looks like that little dodge around the corner there from Sharp probably spotted him. So that'll be a nice little point for them to be able to secure it. And meanwhile, Shu is walking right back into the hive. But the Fades are like right around the corner. That should be pretty easy for them to come in there, swipe them down. They have 57 res. Connie needs to get right on that whole, putting down some PvE and getting some upgrades things. I mean, they have 3 biomass, so they should have metabolites out. I mean, that shouldn't really be a question. That should just be something that, automatically happens. But he has been out of the hive a lot. I mean, you can see he has 12 res, and since he started from 0 as the commander, well, it means he's been out of the hive a lot. So that's probably why we don't see metabolize up, though it is something that they definitely are probably really wishing happened. Okay, they were trying to take down the gate there in Nano. They did get it down to, 41%. But so far, they just need to get their upgrades going. They need to get some PvE down. They need to get a new drifter. Okay, they do have a new drifter. They need to get maybe a crag in there as well, because that hive obviously took some damage. Yeah, just little things like that are kind of necessary to continue things. Start metabolize. Start charge. I mean, you have plenty. Okay, there we go. Getting metabolized. But, starting charge because you have plenty of res sitting around for it. I mean, 56 res, that's enough for another hive. But they'd have to clear the gate over there in system waypointing next. That's probably going to be one of the things that they'll have to do. I mean, if you basically just trap them in nanogrid, that's actually a pretty good point because it allows you such freedom to go around the map, especially since those hallways in the top part are just so long. We're going to lose Mika in here because both those vents are mined. So no matter what, he was pretty much dead. I think he was also out of energy. So they're down 1 fade, one lurk. However, I believe, he can re-lurk if he wants to. But at this point, having the Skulks just ducking around and just annihilating the res may be the better option. Gnarcolepsy is up to 7 RTs. Nothing's really been bitten in the last, 2 minutes or so. Oh, they're just going to go for jetpacks. So, that's an interesting choice. I guess since it is a cargo hive, that is a very jetpack-favored room. Sharp is going to end up going down here unless he does some magic. No, he got caught there on the wall before he was able to go down. So now they're only left with 1 lurk. So Salads, it's up to you. Meanwhile, this is blinking. We had Kane working on that. And just 77 res. I mean, there's upgrades that he could have grabbed earlier. You see Shu working on that, working on the crag there that was dropped. So it did get a little bit PvE down. But at this point, it's just like perhaps there was a little bit too much out of the hive time. Where the points that they really needed to have locked down just weren't. The hive did finish, of course, but it's only at 75%. And they're going to be jetpacks on the field very soon. I mean, cat packs as well. It's just going to get really hard, really fast for these guys. Though, if they go and kill Shu, it looks like Shu's the only one. Shu and ADHD and Blank are the only ones that could get jetpacks and stuff. Well, okay, okay, whatever. They're not all of them. If they go through and clear the first round of jetpacks, like they find them in a narrow hallway where the jetpacks really aren't as useful, that'd be a really good victory for Singularity. And while they're while Gnarcolepsy is spending all the time respawning, they'd have a really good chance of taking them out. But it's the fact that this gate hasn't gone down here in system waypointing, and jetpacks are done. Weapons 3 is researching. I mean, it's not looking good at all for Singularity at this point. They did finish Leap. They still don't have charge. I mean, you look at the P-res, you can see that, well, Sally's almost to Onos res. I mean, charge needs to be the next thing on the list, except for it's going to be really hard for them to be able to survive to that, because guess what? Here comes some cat pack, jetpack shotguns. And they're just going to melt the hive. I mean, that's less than a clip, and it's already down to 66%. Everybody is coming back, but this room is just so Marine favored in a sense that it's this huge open area where there isn't as much cover. There's tons of room for the jetpackers to just fly around. And of course, Salads has already had to flee because, well, he's a little squishy lurk. And so there goes their main hive. I mean, they're down to one biomass skin. All their upgrades they finally got, they're gone. The shells are still there. However, they're going to end up dying because they're going to be very shortly off of the infestation. I mean, they're clearing out. Oh, there goes Salads. They're going to be off the infestation pretty much right now. You can see there's actually a ninja hive that's been dropped now over in subsector. Nobody's been over there. But yeah, they're going to just call it GG. Alright, so first round we'll be going to Gnarcolepsy. Alright, and very decisive there as well. This definitely, I don't know, just perhaps it's, I know that quite a few people, quite a few of the teams haven't played as much recently, partially because of, the associated holidays with this part of the year, taking a random time where you're actually expected to go, like, do stuff. But yeah, I don't know, maybe it was, I think that they could have done with a little bit more, like, lockdown there from, for Singularity's aliens. We'll have to see how that ends up going. Obviously now they will be Marines. Have to see if they end up shooting better than they end up playing their aliens, but we'll see. Alright, taking a look here at chat real quick. Alright, just waiting on Blink to hop in there. Wait, are we missing somebody? We're missing somebody. Who are we missing? Alright, so somebody's reconnecting. We'll see who that is. And then we'll be going, and then once they've readied up, we'll be moving right into round 2. And yeah, it is a best of 7, so it is the first to 3, or yeah, 3? 4. 4. First to 4. How does it work? So it's first to 4 wins that ends up winning this, because, best of 7. That's what happens. And let's see. Alright, so this may be ADHD reconnecting. Either way, same rosters, so it's just waiting around for folks to ready up as soon as they feel like it. I am curious to see if Singularity is going to be doing better as Marines. I mean, it's something much more like classic, I suppose. I mean, if you've been playing some other FPS, it's obviously going to be much easier to get back in the swing of just shooting bullets at stuff than it is trying to figure out the proper way to, lurk again or something if you haven't done so in a while. Hopefully there isn't that much of that going on, and that I did see quite a few of the ones that were on my friends list from both these teams, like actually opening the game and crashing around beforehand. So hopefully they're all nicely warmed up and it isn't too silly. And we shall see here. Alright, we do have it ready up for Gnarcolepsy, so just waiting on Sing. I'm sure that Gnarcolepsy was a little bit disappointed, perhaps, that they didn't get to use the jetpacks in like heavy combat, because that's always much more fun when stuff is going crazy rather than just go and melt the hive. Although that is satisfying in another way. But I think that at that point they pretty much knew that they were probably going to be the victors at the end of that. I mean, But we'll see. Alright, taking a look here. I did see quite a few people were going through and talking away in chat, but at this point I don't want to alt tab and scroll up because since Gnarcolepsy has readied up at this point. Anyway, as I said, hopefully this will be starting soon. I think I think at this point this is the only match. Is there a match planned for later this weekend? There might be one on Sunday. I am not 100% sure. It might not be. It might have been a theoretical, hey, we can maybe play now. We can maybe play this weekend thing, and it hasn't been confirmed yet. Obviously, if you are part of one of the teams that is still in the playoffs for whatever your respective division is, you should go and, make sure your matches are planned and play them and all that nonsense. Because it'd be great. Alright, here we go. We are going to be moving on into round 2 now. Singularity versus Gnarcolepsy here on Vale. In 10 seconds or so. So exact same spawns there with the cargo start for aliens. Obviously, control start for marines. Gee, what a surprise. However, unlike Gnarcolepsy, they are going to be going for arms lab build first. And sending 3 on out over there towards Topo, but they're going to be met up with 3 skulks as well. ADHD getting a nice parasite there on Awake. Trade's going to go hide in the vent and do vent skulk things. Obviously, Sally heard him. Almost took out Enzo over there. If they're able to clear these, that'll be definitely a bad start for Gnarcolepsy. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, not too much going on, just Meekin and Salads building up an RT. Got Blink and Shu showing up as well, coming to reinforce. Up. Sally, why'd you go in the vent? That's a bad decision. Alright, Shu gets taken down. Wake's all alone. Oh, he gets taken down. There are 2 skulks left, 3 skulks left. Blink backed off. Trade and Enzo are both really hurt, but, it'll take a moment for Sally to run all the way back over there. They're going to probably get this extractor down, though. Trade pulled off because he's going to try and ambush, because, of course, Sally's going to attempt to save that 10 res that has been dropped, but nope, not going to happen. Anyway, here comes Trade. He actually gets picked off. Enzo's at a bit of a disadvantage because he's far enough away that, oh, well, here comes Sharp. Either way, he's going to go down. He does go down to Sharp, and they're going to have to rebuild that. Obviously, since they didn't have enough time, they weren't able to go for the power and really delay that RT, but, taking it down and costing that 10 T-res is, or not 10 T-res, however much T-res, 8 T-res. Is plenty enough. It's obviously been a while since I've calmed because now I'm forgetting how much the res is for everything. Anyway, we have Blink sort of guarding down this hallway outside of Skylights. He gets a little bit of chip damage from Meekon, but he's been parasited, so that's no problem. Armor 1 will be done in a moment, so that 2 bites and a parasite thing, that's gonna go the way of the dodo. We got Sharp, Wake, and Sally all in nanogrid. Sally's still alive, Sharp is still alive, ADHD's going through the vent to flank. Meanwhile, here comes Blink just in through the doorway. She's in the room. He just needs a little bit of damage. Nope. That could have really easily gone the other way. Meekon's changing his mind. Never mind. He is parasited, so ADHD had a definite advantage there. Trade and Enzo going through the vent that, possibly, yep. I got Enzo coming in there trying to flank a little bit. Gets the parasite on Meekon. Wake is there as well. And just parasites here and there. They're making sure that they can keep as many of the Marines parasited as humanly possible. They'll be able to know the positions. They'll be able to know all that nonsense. Looks like we just had Enzo trying to take out Meekon, who ended up winning that little fight. Wake went into the vent, possibly to scare somebody out, or maybe he was just coming in from the other side. I'm not quite sure at this point. Either way, that extractor went down, and Trade is going to live to fight another day. He's, in fact, going to go right back into the vent. He actually has regen, so the fact that he's already that hurt is no problem. We have a lurk fight going on here. Shu is up as his lurk. He's already lost his armor, but that's okay. He and Blink are going to swarm over and take out Sally as well. So they're going to just melt that extractor. That'll be the third one down of Singularities in 3 minutes. So they're keeping to that, one extractor a minute thing that is like the rule of thumb for good RT biting. Salad's getting a nice pick off of ADHD, who really wanted to have that ambush, but it just wasn't working. It actually saved the topo extractor as well. However, it looks like maybe in Scott. Nope. Trade's gonna survive. The RT's gonna survive. Trade's gonna try and bait them, or bait Sally, but it's just not working. He's just wasting Sally's time over here. ADHD getting picked out of the vent. Blink is healing. Here comes Shu. He's just gonna like dive bomb him. Enzo gets picked off in that giant mess. However, Shu, despite losing all his armor, didn't get hurt enough for any of the pistol shots that landed at the end to, really count for much of anything. He was able to win that versus Salads. And Sharp is staying way the hell away from everything in that room and just trying to clear out that extractor. However, Shu is coming that way. He catches him sort of in the middle of a reload, so he's not going to get much damage into Shu, especially not with... Oh, actually, he did get a lot of damage into Shu. Of course. I was expecting him to immediately get... he was just dancing around him for quite a while without taking much damage. Anyway, Trade's going to work on that extractor. We have a bunch of chaos going on in Nanogrid again. We have Wake, we have Sally, and Mikon all hanging out in Nanogrid. Meanwhile, guess what? You see a bunch of stuff going around. All the aliens are going around the side of the base. The OBS is not built yet. The Sharp was still working on this. 67% built. And all the aliens are going to show up in base. They're going to work on the IP. They don't have... Yeah, they don't... Kane's going to jump out of the chair. He's not going to go and even try to build another chair. So this is going to be GG unless they're able to run back, which, given the fact they're still hanging out there... Oh no, they're building an OBS in... They're building an OBS in Nano, but they don't have anybody in the chair. So I'm not quite sure what the point of that was. Kane jumped out way too early or something. And that goes another round for Gnarcolepsy. So it looked like he was trying to get the field obs down, but it just wasn't working. Obviously, Vale is a very unforgiving map, so the fact that they all, you throw 3 Marines into Nano, unless you have the guys that are just hanging out in Topo and Skylights, somewhere in that top half of the map, it's not going to work very well for if you go through and, have those...
What do you guys like next?
Those 3 Marines in Nano out of position while the rest of the lurks are up, and just... It's so easy for the aliens to be able to rotate up there and just annihilate everything. Alright. So we are going to Tram next. Yeah, Kane, stop with the spoilers. I know that I've casted another match before where something terrible happened on Vale when they were Marines. Where, I think that was at the very early game though. They did one of those, send 3 or 4 Marines into Nano at the very start. There was a Gorge in there, the Gorge backed out, the Gorge survived. All the aliens decided, hey, screw this, and they'll go for a walk, and they jaunted their way all the way up to control. Kane jumped out of the chair and immediately got wrecked by a Gorge and a Skulk, or whatever was still alive at that point. And then they lost. It was one of the shorter rounds that I casted. Cat Cop in the chat with some bad Bad puns. His game would be paused. Ugh. Anyway, obviously, unlike earlier in the season, wherever the heck they end up spawning, I do believe is going to be where they're going to be playing. If something terrible happens and they have to restart the round, well, then I'm going to hope that Tico knows the correct command to be able to make people spawn in the correct positions. But hopefully that's not an issue. Just, we could do this once and call it good. So hopefully, whoever the heck is are the ones that end up readying up really make sure that everybody is, moving around the map and alive before staying ready. All right. Oh, they got to that part. Kane, no! Kane, a line of dots. And it would have been a valid play, just a little bit too twitchy on the clicking the eject from command chair button. Just a little bit twitchy. Alright, so we still got ADHD and Shu hanging out in the ready room. They'll have to go and actually join up on the team at some point. If we want to get this going. One Barbados calling Kane out, saying, "You would think he would have stopped doing that by now. He has done that for forever." Oh yeah, as I said, I think that the match that I mentioned earlier, as the map was loading, where it was Kane versus a Gorge and a Skulk, or a Gorge two Skulks, or something like that. I think that was actually last season, so it's not like that kind of shenanigans is anything new for them on Vale. But as I said, Vale is a very unforgiving map. It all depends on those first engagements, which they weren't like landslide victories for either team, so it's we'll see. But Gnarcolepsy's up to a really good start. If they keep up their momentum, I mean, they only have to get 4 wins to call it good. Nobody's readied up yet. We got, whoops, as I hit tilde instead of tab. Alright, we're still waiting on Shu, so it's all his fault for the random delay here. Obviously with Trim, and I think it is slightly, I think, if I remember what somebody was speculating, they were speculating that it is slightly more likely to get an alien spawn on the top half, which I think lines up with, before when we were doing the whole alien or Marines must spawn on top or bottom thing and all the restarting the game every single freaking time thing. I think that does line up right, so we'll have to see if we end up seeing Singularity up here on the top half of the map, and then thus having Gnarcolepsy starting down in shipping. We'll see if that's going to be the case, or if not. Depending on who you are, you may hate server room or like server room. I don't know, we'll just see. I think this is a map that a lot of people either... I mean, you hear different things. You hear people saying they like shipping. You hear people saying they hate shipping, or they like shipping as Marines but not aliens or whatever. I mean, I think part of that is just partially how your team plays. But we'll see. Since I don't have last rounds, oh, here we are. We're actually going to finally move into round 3 here. Singularity better be going and getting some rounds started, some victories under the belt if they're expecting to go and not get 4-0 here. I'm assuming they'd be kind of unhappy about that just because, well, it's 4-0 in general. Anyway, we're getting a Singularity starting up top here in Warehouse, and we have somebody who swapped their names again. I think that's Sally. I think that's Sally who swapped names. It's a little bit odd here in that we're saying... Oh, no, never mind. I just fail at counting, apparently. Enzo's just, like, totally running on in there. He's maybe getting a good line of sight on those skulks. He's able to pick off... he and Enzo are able to... Or Enzo and Blink are able to pick off both the skulks that were in the room there. Wake took a little bit of damage, but was able to retreat down around the corner. Oh gosh, who's Merry Christmas? Is that Trademark? That's Trademark. Anyway, Trademark, I think, was able to be victorious over there in, what the heck's that room? Logi. That's what I thought. Anyway, Blink goes down. And then there's this giant swarm of aliens that takes out Enzo. Salads actually gets the kill there. Shoes picks off Sharp, who was charging down that hallway while everybody else kind of set up around this giant pile of boxes here to try and take out AGHDs. Salads moves in, misses that first bite, but Sally's able to clean that up. Freaking name changes are confusing me. Blink had a really nice setup there to just totally wipe Sally off the face of the planet. Trade backing up. And almost gets Mekon, but Mekon survives with, you know, the obligatory, like, 2 to 4 HP, depending on whether or not he ticked with the regen. Salad's escaping to go bite down Logi with Wake, who are happily munching on that RT. ADHD and Enzo are apparently going to rotate around the corner here, and they should be able to... Yeah, Mekon was still so nice and squishy from being shot at earlier that he was just going to die, no question there. Trade's doing his best to defend it, but that RT and Logi is going to be completely toast. Wake will get out, and Salads will maybe get killed depending on how well he ducks around this. He's actually going to go through base. That'll actually end up... Or through base. Simba jumps out of the chair. And Wake wastes his time. Of course, the longer he's out of the chair, the longer they don't have med packs elsewhere on the map. Alright, he does get taken down, and now they're going to munch down the observation RT. Shu's backing up. He's trying to get back to Hub, where it's slightly safe, but he's trapped in this lovely corner. So I accidentally moused too close to the edge of the screen. And that ends up going Singularity's way as well. Blink, however, made his way all the way up here to platform to try and take out that RT. And taking a look at that, that'll be 1 RT down for both teams. Slightly more kills in Gnarcolepsy's favor, but at this point, it is up to lurk res, so those lurks should be appearing here basically once these engagements are done. And Sally looked like he had basically no health there for a second. Okay, now he has no health. So Sharp tried to cruise on in there and kill Trademark after Sally got taken out, but it was a few too many bullets still left in his LMG there. The moment Gnarcolepsy is pretty much free reign of the lower part of the map. They do have it fairly open. I mean, you could duck around through enough hallways to make your way towards the Marine base, but it's like ADHD will go down there. Hub has been opened up so that Singularity can go cruise about to wherever they wish. However, they are losing that RT there in system server. Blah. But there isn't that much I can do about it. This room is just so big and open. When you're standing on the tech point, I mean, you get clear shot to pretty much everywhere except for, you know, the other side of the giant pillar thing. So if they're standing over in this part of the room, it's basically almost impossible to defend. Anyway, Salads and Wake are up as lurks. Mekon's having a little standoff there. You see, there's also pressure going on over in the other part of the room. I mean, it's better to just leave the Marines there, which it does look like what they're doing. And they're and Salads and Wake are going to go after Enzo, you know, with the 1 RT that is still alive, and that'll be resisted here in a second. Trade and Shu working on platform again. They're just really keeping this pressure up. And again, a really long hallway, but they do have this little, like, sort of vent over on the side, which Wake is now hiding out in. But it's not exactly the greatest approach. So they are going to take down the platform RT, it looks like. And then they're going to rotate back through and take out the one in server again. Well, they better go through and defend that, because at this point, that's going to be a lot of res that has gone down. Chomp, chomp. And Shu is going to... Okay, he put a lot of damage into Salads there. But that RT is going to survive. They lost the Drifter as well, so there goes some more res. Blink sniping from around the corner, just barely, I think, barely tagging the top part of that if we switch into Switching to this view. Oh, no! Don't fight while I'm trying to look at the positioning there. How dare you? And hey, shotguns are out. That was Trade zooming on in there with a shotgun. Sally hiding up in the corner, but he's pretty much trapped there unless he does some... Oh, no, he's not going to be able to do some magical dances to survive. So weapons 1, armor 1, shotguns. Weapons 2, soon to come. They're going to get the second biomass going, so it's still a little while till fade, so they aren't, behind on that or anything. But at this point, just their res has been stalling out. They really need to make sure... Okay, they did have somebody. That would be Sharp, that was off there pillaging the extractors. But just the presence of a shotgun right here outside the door of their base, I mean, they have to be so careful. I mean, the lurks are just basically stuck defending. They can keep the shotgun at bay, but with the fact that there's an LMG there as well... Trade whiffs a shotgun blast and ends up going down, so that's 20 res that if they don't recover it, that'll be amazing for them. Swarming Blink there, Blink goes down, and that's going to be 20 res that they are not going to get back. They're going to have to guard the hell out of that, because that is a really important thing for them to take down at this point. And Wake just like... Wake, what were you doing? He was just like straight lining right at him. So ADHD also out with the shotgun. Pretty much a lot of people do have them. ADHD, Blink, and Enzo, all with shotguns. And so with one lurk down now, it's not exactly the greatest for them, but on the other hand, well, hey, it's another shotgun that has gone down. Sharp, obviously, one down there. He killed Blink, it looks like. Enzo's moving back to try and possibly cycle the shotgun, or nope, never mind. He went into hub. He's going to try and help out there, help Shu. So they're just calling that one a wash. They're going to have phase tech up here in a moment. Weapons 2 is up. It looks like they're just going to rotate up there and get a gate in ore processing. And it looks like Enzo's going to be in charge of getting the gate there and hub up. At least I'm assuming that's going to be what's going on, given the fact there are power nodes dropped and, they have phase tech. So it's basically they're just waiting for, the res. Did they have the base one dropped? I do not see the base one. That or I'm blind. Anyway. They should just, pounce on Blink and just kill him. And it looks like that's what's going to happen here. Wake almost goes down, but he's just a skulk, so it doesn't even really matter. But hey, never mind. We have a slight marine infestation going on in Singularity's hive. ADHD and Trade just... working on the shells. Very nice line of sight right across the room there. Mikon respawns. He's going to go after him. They're going to take out Trade. ADHD's going to run back up the ramp. You got a line of sight of Trade, which is part of the problem there. They're going to need a Crag or a Gorge, one of the two, to be able to make sure that they aren't going to lose those shells. I mean, that's a huge pile of res right there. ADHD just got flown at by Sally coming around the corner there. Enzo getting swarmed as well. However, he's actually landing his shotgun shells. However, he gets spiked to death by Salad, so that's 2 shotguns that they'll have to go recover. And looking at the P-Res, looks like ADHD just bought one, Trade has one, and Shu has one, but Shu could buy another 2 shotguns. Alright, one has been recapped. Let's see, is he gonna make it? Nope! Alright, so there's one shotgun that has been recovered. Alright, so they are actually going for a gate here in Mezzanine. It's not exactly the strongest gate, though. I mean, it isn't really putting them anywhere that is, particularly advantageous. It isn't like a forward gate. It's just like a gate. Because obviously there's kind of a wall. There's kind of this thing called a wall right here that is between them and the hive. The better gate was obviously be the one over here in ore, which, I mean, as I said, that would be the logical place to go. But both Fades are really hurt, and Sharp is going to barely get out with the, the scales on his claws. I don't know. Anyway, both Fades are up. They have metabolized, and they both got really hurt. All right, power's also been dropped over here in platform, so maybe they're thinking about walking the gate up to there. I mean, trying to figure out here what he's actually doing. I mean, that isn't, as I said, that isn't the classic gate. The classic gate is over in hub. Because to a certain point, you're blocking the lane from Mez, you're blocking the middle lane of the map, and you have easy access to the other side. Oh, is that a turret? That kind of looks like a turret. No, that's a gate. It was just the angle made it look more square. Okay, so they're going for a rather odd gate setup, in my opinion. But the Fades are coming in here, and since they don't have the gate up at this point, I mean, it's slightly closer to base so they can reinforce it. Mikan's still bouncing around. And he sort of drove back ADHD and Blink, especially with the lurk spikes from Salads from across the room. I mean, you can't really get closer. They're just going to get chipped at, like, forever. Alright, here comes... Oh, never mind. Sally's just going to go bite an RT. Meanwhile, Kane, he's out of the hive doing work. Shu and Trade are just, like, hanging out in platform. But they're going to lose their gate. That was, like, their one forward position. Okay, they did get the one up there. Oh, ADHD manages to get through the gate before it explodes. The Fades are out and no problem there. However, they just lost Salads, who was trying to fight that out. Mikan getting a little bit hung up there, I think, on some handrails. One shotgun down. Sharp needs to be careful. And they're able to clear that up. There's another 2 shotguns that are just gone. Okay, it looks like ADHD might be able to delay and get those back. But Mikan's still not really all that hurt. Alright, I think they just got cycled. So ADHD should be able to go, and he has a free shotgun. Sharp, I think, getting hung up on the geometry again a little bit. But both the Fades should be able to take him out, no problem. Oh, no, never mind. Mikan goes down. Now Sharp is out of energy and has to get out of there. That did not go the way that it probably should have. Wake just, like, throws himself at him. So those shotguns that I thought were going to go away, they end up not. They, or at least the one does. The one doesn't. I don't see another one dropped on the ground, so maybe during that fight it disappeared. Or was it up there? I don't even know now. Either way, he finally gets taken out. They're down to 1 Fade. They need to have somebody re-lurk probably at some point in the not-too-distant future, because they really just need that, like, spike damage from across the room. They can't really... They need something to get rid of the armor, and throwing skulks at people doesn't get rid of the armor. Wake chomping a little bit on the gate. Nobody was actually nearby. He probably could have just stayed on that and gotten a bit more damage on it. Looking at this, you can see that they're up to 7 RTs again. Gnarcolepsy, that is. And, well... They've also taken out 10 harvesters. I mean, that's pretty impressive, all things considered. I mean, normally, you aren't seeing that many. Oh, great. Sharp is going to get... Oh, no. He survives. He was able to get out just around the corner there. Blink probably pretty sad that his little hiding behind the wall wasn't totally working out there. Yeah, Mess is an okay gate. I just don't like it as much when the hive is over in warehouse. As I read chat a little bit over there. Alright. Shu apparently likes hoarding res, because he's up to 64p res. And they really need to get some of those extractors down. Shu gets wiped out. Mine's actually started as well, so that'll help with the defense for the phase gates. But it's still like quite a walk from where they are to where they're going. I mean, okay, sure. Server is not under alien control at this point, but they're still trapped on almost 3 RTs. Well, it would have been 3 except for, well, Blink's gonna mutilate that one over there with a shotgun. At this point, it's still all relying on Sharp. I mean, let's see here. Sally's up to 48 P-res, so he's still ways off from being able to do anything. Sharp's going to actually just go down, though, because I don't know what happened there. I don't know whether he just bounced the wrong way and realized that he was suddenly out of health or what. But now, Slightly Grim has gone to being terrible for Singularity. And at this point, I mean, Gnarcolepsy should be able to just go and end it. And it looks like they're going to go for AA, so maybe they're just going for jetpacks again. Weapons 3 also researching. It won't be done until... or it'll be done before the AA. I mean, they could just walk in there at this point. Oh, no, we gotta wake back up as a lurk, so that'll help out a little bit, but it's a little bit too late. I mean, Weapons 3 will really hurt when that's done, and however long that is. And they're taking no chances. They're dropping another chair as well. Heck, they have, they have enough RTs that if they wait a little bit longer, they could just plant RTs everywhere. Singularity sitting at 45 res. But all things considered, they're kind of trapped in their base. They have Wake and Salads both up as lurks again. Weapons 3 is now done. ET has been completed, and I think maybe they're finally moving the gate up. I mean, I was expecting that a lot earlier, but at the same time, it opens up the center of the map. I mean, just... I don't know. Anyway, cat packs are here. The cat packs are here. Run for your lives, lurks. And Wake gets melted. Salads is escaping. The Hive is just going to... Well, okay, it looks like they're going to kill everything else in there first. They're going to kill the whip, they're going to kill the crag, some eggs. And though there are places for them to drop hives, they don't have enough res for it, and everybody's, kind of dead. And, well, at least a couple people are kind of dead. Where is Sharp? They're delaying for just a little bit of time. Gorge Rush. I know I had seen Bile Bomb showing up earlier, but at this point, even if they go through and... They need to get that other hive. That's what they needed if they expected this to work, because that hive is going to go down before they're able to get the chair down, and then get the other chair. Kaboom. Come on, victory chair. You can do it. You can do it, little gorges. A moral victory chair. Alright, so that's the third win for Gnarcolepsy at this point. Alright. Trying to read here what people said in the last bit. Alright. Yeah, I mean, I think that at least with the hive up there in warehouse, I don't know, I don't like the mess gate as much. I'd rather have it be in hub, because it's much easier to walk into the hive and be annoying. Or, go for the platform gate sooner rather than later. Because that's, again, be able to keep that pressure on there, keep them from having more RTs, and not have to walk as much. I mean, it's just not the traditional gate positioning, and I don't know, I think that if things had been a little bit different, it might have ended up costing them a little bit more. Especially, I didn't like the fact it seemed like the gate over here in repair didn't get, moved up at all. It just, hung out there. Of course, they did have, stuff in ore, and I think for a couple times it didn't really work when they did try to push in. But I don't know. Alright. Alright, so we have a ready up already from Gnarcolepsy, so this may be the last round. I kind of want Singularity to, pull something off where they actually, win. Maybe Gnarcolepsy will just end up with a spawn where they don't like it or totally throw their first engagements. Who knows? I'm sure they would appreciate, I'm sure Singularity would appreciate at least 1 point on the board here by the end of this. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. It is getting, let's see, we did get the one ready up, didn't we? Let me actually go AFK here 1 moment while this is ready up. It'll be 30 seconds, so they shouldn't get too far into the game even if they readied up right now. So 1 moment here, you guys can stare at the hive for a moment. Alright, great. Alright, so we're just waiting around here. So this would have been, I think that last little bit there with the gorges, yeah, if you're gonna do that, you better somehow magically have the res for another hive. They were pretty close though. Anyway, looks like we are going to be finally going into what may be the last round here, but we'll see how it goes. Alright, the RNG gods have decided that we are going to see a server hive this time. So Gnarcolepsy gets to have fun fighting from there. No gorge from them, as seems pretty typical from them at this point. And we're going to see fairly typical splits, nothing too exciting. Arms Lab was dropped. But Kane is going out there. He's going to go build that RT, so... Oh god, a total slaughter going on here in South Tunnels. And Simba's actually out as well. So there's like a billion skulks. Slowly getting picked up one by one. Sharp's still alive. Kane's still alive. That's about it. Meanwhile, they're kind of, well... Sharp goes around the corner. He's going to face to face with Trademark, who's going to just rip his face off. Sally's building stuff. Here comes ADHD. Here comes Trademark. Here comes Blink. Sally jumps out of the IP. He gets destroyed. Here comes Kane running back. Running as fast as he possibly can. The IP goes down. Kane goes down. Mikan is alive, but he takes down one skulk and he gets taken down by Trademark. Ta-da! And there goes the last round. So it will be 4-0 in favor of Gnarcolepsy. Sharp crashed. Yeah, what happened there? What happened? Alright, well... Okay, that was a round. Yeah, did he actually okay. Alright, so that'll be it. That was, yeah, quick. So, that'll be it there for, the Div 1 finals. It will go to Gnarcolepsy Lite. And Singularity will get second. Let me actually... What? Somebody type something as I alt-tab. Alright, so congrats to Gnarcolepsy. We're going to take a quick look here to see if there is anything else that's coming up this weekend. Nothing on schedule. Double checking real quick. So unless somebody magically schedules around in the next, not too long, that'll be it for this weekend even, I believe. And possibly until after Christmas. We'll have to see what happens with that. People do kind of actually sometimes want to do stuff with their families or are required to do so regardless. So again, congrats to Gnarcolepsy, and, hopefully we'll see folks around for, maybe if there is a Season 6 or a ladder or something, maybe see some of these same faces around for that then. But if not, they can go bask in their glory until whatever the heck they next end up doing. And yeah, thank you for watching.